Name's Todd Gaven. I work for Transcoat Mackay. I'm the training coordinator for the Queensland region. At the time of the injury, I was working as a painter blaster at a coal terminal, and that involved moving an EWP with an overhead crane. I got myself pinned between the basket of the cherry picker and a piece of sheet metal. There was an extensive loss of blood flow to the area for an extended period, and as a result the tendons died in the top of the hand. There was a requirement to have quite an invasive surgery, and follow up to that there was another surgery required after scar tissue built up. The impacts in family life, social life, work life were huge. It had a massive effect on the kids, I think, more so than anyone else. The first few weeks it was terrible. I went through depression, and I think that was the awakening that we just have to get over it. The decision to come back to work was a mutual one between Lenny, the safety officer, my wife and myself. There was initially that hesitation of, I've enjoyed my time sitting at home to a degree, I don't really want to go back to work, and especially going back to an office. But then once going back to work and getting back to having the social networking, talking to people again, that motivated me to keep asking for more and more work. Came back to work in just an administration role just to help out here and there, which led into slightly bigger jobs, and each of those were completed successfully. And after a period of time, Lenny was starting to give me a much bigger workload. A position in the company became available for training and assessing, so I nominated for that position and then transferred my employment across into become the training assessor. Coming back to work was probably in hindsight one of the best things for myself, for my wife, for a relationship. Being on work cover, yes, you get a weekly wage, but returning something for that wage, so you're actually being seen as that you have some sort of self-worth, I think was reward in itself. The most challenging part about coming from a full-time off work and injured person to coming back to where I am now, I think was a transition period, one from being a labourer and going into an office job and the roles and responsibilities, and having to change myself as a person from being at one level going to a corporate level. I think every negative has a positive. The injury, obviously there are major negatives, permanent impairment, loss of use of hand and so on, but I think rather than dwelling on the negatives, you have to look at the positives. And my personal positive out of this, I've gone back to something that I love doing, and I love teaching. Getting back to work as quickly as possible is a benefit for the family, benefit for the individual, benefit for the employer. Getting off your backside, basically, being self-motivated and getting back to some sort of regular routine is its own reward. The best part about being nominated for QComp is to have recognition of getting back to work and the pain and the suffering, I suppose you'd say, the journey. And it just really emphasises the company's efforts to get me back to work to a usable state, if you will.